Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 3 of New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax 2016. Let's start things off with these tag matches that we get on every day of G1. First thing, it looks like we have an 8-man tag, but before we actually get into it, let's kind of let everyone know to sync things up with our commentary. We are on New Japan World. If you don't have New Japan World, I would highly recommend it. It's not expensive at all. 9.99 yen translates to just over $8 US dollars. And we are currently at 15 minutes, 25 seconds on the New Japan World player. We will be hitting the play button when I say go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go. Should be a very interesting tag team matchup here.
Sounds like there's no other commentary, so we are actually providing the only commentary to this show.
Well, you always save the work for the best, am I right?
Absolutely. And right now we've got Tiger Mask and KUSHIDA in the ring, running the ropes like crazy. KUSHIDA steps over, Tiger Mask leapfrog. KUSHIDA, nice cartwheel there, off the ropes. Tilt-a-whirl, nothing. Neither the gut there from KUSHIDA. Outsmarted Tiger Mask, he'll let you know.
Yeah, KUSHIDA, such a
now
capable
the tilt-a-whirl
performer. And there's the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker.
Mask.
And now the tag is made there to Jushin Thunder Liger. KUSHIDA now vulnerable after eating that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. And now, could it be early here? The surfboard from Liger. He's got one arm. He's got the other arm.
He loves doing this in every match he can do it in.
Yeah, KUSHIDA is prone here, and there it is. And notice, Liger expertly applying the hold, make sure his shoulders are off the canvas so that it doesn't initiate a pin attempt by KUSHIDA, and then releases the surfboard.
Keeping the arms as straight as possible to hold KUSHIDA up and maximize the damage on the shoulders.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, it's an interesting choice having KUSHIDA to start, because we know yesterday he came in towards the tail end of the match and he dominated.
Yeah.
And now, look at this. KUSHIDA almost doing his best Kyle O'Reilly impression.
Yeah, I was going to say Sleazy Kyle.
More like
Sleazy. But normally when Kyle O'Reilly does that, he does the cross arm breaker, whereas KUSHIDA has his signature submission that he prefers, that Kimura lock.
Exactly.
Now, though, looks like an arm wrench, again, kind of maintaining. It's almost like KUSHIDA is convinced he's in a singles match, so he's going to work the arm over to set himself up for that Kimura.
Hey, I still think it's smart all the same. You take Jushin Thunder Liger's arm out, you take anybody's arm out, you really inhibit their offensive repertoire. Now, Juice Robinson who I think has been so impressive in these tag matches, even in losing efforts. And now David Finlay, though, gets the quick tag, and now he's going to work the wrist lock.
It is worth noting that all 8 gentlemen in this match, out of them, not a single one is actually in the G1 tournament.
Exactly.
A lot of the time we get these tag matches where you'll get G1 competitors on opposite sides to kind of set up for the following day, but none of that going on in this match at all.
No, this is more like kind of a warm-up for the New Japan crowd, seeing some of their favorites, some of the people that they enjoy.
We do have 2 heavyweights and 2 guys that I believe have been in previous G1s before in this match, that being the man on the top rope right now, Nakanishi, and the guy holding Captain New Japan's arm, Kojima. But there you see Nakanishi charging into the corner, taking out everyone. And in the meantime, Jushin Thunder Liger is actually doing some business over here with Captain New Japan. Nakanishi into the corner. Oh, but New Japan ducks.
I'll tell you, Nakanishi is a human bus. And now look at this. He's looking behind there. Nice. I think that was just a straight up chop.
It might have been, yeah. It was either a chop or a palm strike, but either way, it was extremely effective.
And now nice shoulder block, though, by Captain New Japan.
I'm surprised that even took Nakanishi off his feet. That was impressive.
I agree. Certainly had enough momentum
Juice Robinson, though.
Here he comes. Snap jab, snap jab, snap jab, snap jab. And he's feeling fine and funky. And now look at Juice Robinson here. Oh, thrust. And another snap jab. Juice Robinson is feeling it. I'll tell you, I would love seeing him in a future G1 Climax. I feel like he would already make weight. I don't know, but certainly be very interesting. Now he ducks there, off the ropes, nice boot to the face of Nakanishi.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Juice Robinson's in like the 220s, maybe even 230s, so he definitely qualifies as a heavyweight in New Japan.
Right. Slam there by Nakanishi, just straight up power.
I know it's odd to try and keep it on our minds, because a lot of the time we kind of associate young boys with juniors, but not all young boys are juniors.
Exactly.
Got to remember, Cody Hall was a young boy last year at this time.
Look at the strength of Juice Robinson with that back suplex.
He's really good.
Amazing. And how, I'm telling you, the fluidity with which he moves and executes maneuvers and everything, he's got a real vitality about him.
God.
What a suplex! And now into the cover there, 2, and Nakanishi kicks out. Wasn't the strongest kick out, though. Juice Robinson definitely doing the damage right now.
The thing about kickouts is it doesn't really matter how much emphasis you have behind them. As long as one of your shoulder blades is off the mat before the referee's hand hits 3, you're not getting counted.
I mean, that's certainly true, partner. Nice lariat in the corner there by Juice Robinson. He's been so impressive, in my opinion.
He has. He's been this year's Yohei Komatsu, I feel.
Exactly. And now...
Speaking of Komatsu, he's in CMLL right now.
Oh, well, wonderful for him. I'm glad to see him really broadening his horizons and succeeding in doing so.
It's his excursion, yeah.
Oh, no, wait a minute here. I think Juice Robinson tried this just yesterday. Couldn't get it.
I think Robinson's about to get a... Yeah, he just got knocked down. I was going to say it was going to be a gourd buster, but Nakanishi didn't even feel like that was necessary. He just knocked him off.
Oh, could it be a cross body here from Nakanishi? We saw him do this yesterday,
Yep.
and he did.
Oh, my God.
He got all of it. Juice Robinson might be out.
He might be.
And now Nakanishi, I think it'd be well advised if he got a tag here, but I wonder who he's going to tag in. Tiger Mask, I feel like, is fresh, but he opts
Kojima.
Kojima, yes. And David Finlay, though, meeting him with the forearms.
I think David Finlay might actually have an advantage here, if for no other reason, because he has so much more breath. Oh, but the lightning chops.
Oh, that'll drive the breath right out of you. And now Kojima there. Oh, my God.
Maybe that's why Kojima sort of uses that move, because he doesn't have to work on his endurance if he can kill everyone else's.
Exactly. That's an excellent point. And now what a forearm in the corner there. And now Kojima.
Now, setting up for the elbow drop. But that's like the 3rd time in this tournament he's done that sequence of moves and then got cut off before the elbow drop.
Hey, man, Juice Robinson and company, they know. They know what's coming.
They
and
do.
A nice back elbow there by Captain New Japan. Now Juice Robinson.
Juice Robinson, like you were saying there, nice lariat to Kojima. Kick from Kushida. David Finlay has him up, ready for the steamroller, and there that is.
And he got it.
Man, it's crazy how much David Finlay looks like Trevor Lee right now.
I know, right? And I feel like David Finlay has only gotten better since our coverage of the G1 Climax last year.
The biggest difference is that Trevor Lee is just yoked.
Exactly.
I mean, David Finlay has got, like, great, muscle definition and everything, but Trevor Lee's massive.
Koji cutter there to David Finlay. Hooks the leg. 2. And Captain New Japan breaks up the count.
Good old Captain New Japan. Old reliable Captain New Japan.
There you go. And now missed completely.
That wasn't so reliable.
Yeah, I was going to say old reliable my ass. And now Kushida.
Kushida. Oh, the handspring back elbow.
Kushida just thinking to himself, did you really think you two could take on the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion?
Nakanishi's back in the ring with Juice Robinson, though.
Yeah, Juice Robinson and David Finlay. Let's see if they can work together here to suplex Nakanishi. Nakanishi has so much power, though, and...
Oh, no.
Oh, I feared this. Oh, double Northern Lights. Double release Northern Lights.
And I gotta say, man, normally when guys look like Nakanishi in their upper body, a lot of the time you'll find that they skip leg day. Nakanishi does not skip leg day.
Exactly. David Finlay, though, look at this. And, kick out there by Kojima. I was going to say he ducked the Koji lariat and got the schoolboy, but only 2. And there's the Koji lariat.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you even brought it up that he almost hit it before, and now he hits it anyway.
And he got it. That's the win.
Yep.
Got to give credit to David Finlay for his awareness and his sense of urgency getting the schoolboy, but it wasn't enough on this night to pin Kojima. Kojima got the Koji lariat, and that was academic.
Exactly, and if you can't pin Kojima and you get hit by the Koji lariat, you're not always going to kick out of it.
Exactly. And, man, David Finlay got rocked there.
I love that Kojima has just kind of become the glass cannon of New Japan. Like, he hits super hard and he does a lot of damage, but he's also not exactly the most durable.
Exactly. But he was able to endure tonight. And his team, Jushin Thunder Liger, Nakanishi, Tiger Mask IV, and Kojima, all emerged victorious here on the first match of Day 3 of G1 Climax.
Yeah, buddy. And now we've got another match coming up here. We've got Shibata teaming up with Honma, opponents from last night.
Ooh.
taking on Katsuhiko Nakajima and YOSHI-HASHI.
Let me ask you, partner, do you think Shibata and Honma can be on the same page? Do you think they can coexist after the events that transpired yesterday?
I don't know. I think that the way that Nakajima and Toru Yano were able to coexist on day one, I think we might see something similar today between Shibata and Honma, where they don't necessarily have like amazing tag team tactics where they're like frequent tags and isolation and stuff, but individually they can handle their opponents, so they just kind of divide and conquer.
Right, right. I'm inclined to agree with you, but I'll tell you, the ending of that match last night, was certainly tense. I mean, you're talking the guys slapped each other, and then Honma threw Shibata out of the ring.
Yeah.
And
Honma,
Shibata, though,
that was a huge win for Honma too.
yeah, absolutely. And you want to talk about impressive, you want to talk about huge wins. You talk
Both
about,
guys on the other side had huge wins.
yeah,
Nakajima over Toru Yano. YOSHI-HASHI, though, probably the biggest upset of day two, defeating Kenny Omega.
that was a huge win, and one that I think, I mean, you'd have to agree, partner, does huge wonders for the confidence of YOSHI-HASHI in singles.
Absolutely. I did not see that coming. I think you and I both agreed that, YOSHI-HASHI didn't really stand a chance. And I think Kenny Omega felt the same way, and maybe that's why he toyed with him as much as he did.
Exactly. I mean, YOSHI-HASHI, to me, I feel like I learned so much about him after that match with Kenny Omega, mainly that he just won't quit. You have got to just really put him down, period, to beat this man. And if he can keep up that indomitable spirit, if he can keep up that endurance, that resilience, he could be a real contender in the B block, and I'm not even kidding.
I've got to tell you, though, I kind of wish Kenny Omega would have gone for a pin after that second knee strike, just because I feel like that might have been enough to keep YOSHI-HASHI down.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I feel like, yeah.
Kept on insisting on going for the one-winged angel. And I get it. It's an awesome move, but you can win with moves that aren't your finisher.
And see, partner, I think you talking about that does bring up a point. I may be a bit controversial saying this. I think YOSHI-HASHI now is burdened with the idea he's got to go out there now and prove that it really was his win, not necessarily Kenny Omega's loss, or to put it another way, that it wasn't just Kenny Omega beating Kenny Omega.
Exactly.
Because, and I think
because as far as I'm concerned, that's exactly what happened. So YOSHI-HASHI still has something to prove, at least to me.
Exactly, and I certainly don't blame you, and anybody that shares your skepticism about YOSHI-HASHI's, ability as it relates to this tournament has a right to that skepticism, because Kenny Omega, he did not have that urgency, and it cost him, but we'll see what YOSHI-HASHI can do in these tag matches. I mean, tag matches, a lot like Tama Tonga, it's YOSHI-HASHI's bread and butter, so.
Yeah. Dominated the tag matches last year. He won, I would say, like at least 7 matches by himself doing that senton off the top.
Exactly. And now we are looking at the genius of the kick, Nakajima. To me, such an impressive athlete. And a guy that, he beat Toru Yano. So to me, that already puts him a little bit ahead of guys like Shibata, who their styles are incredibly similar.
It's kind of funny to me that he's teaming up with YOSHI-HASHI, because to me, Nakajima looks like what would happen if YOSHI-HASHI and Okada did a fusion dance.
Exactly. I could certainly agree with you there, and it'll be interesting to see how this pair coexists. I highly doubt they'll have any problems. I'm more concerned about the team of Shibata and Honma, but we shall see.
I wonder if they're going to come out together or separately. You'd think because YOSHI-HASHI and Nakajima came out separately that those guys would too, but you never know.
Yeah, you do. You never know indeed, but I do think they'll come out separately. I don't think Shibata wants any part of Honma, and I would think after the events of Friday that the feeling is mutual. And huge win for Honma. I mean, starting on a winning path. I mean, we keep talking about confidence, or at least I keep talking about confidence. And again, Honma's confidence has got to be at an all-time high, knowing that his start at the G1 Climax was not a losing effort. And, we'll just see if he can carry that over into this tag match here. So, what matches are we looking at in these tag team matches?
Oh, what future matches?
Yeah.
You know what? Give me a second and I will find it.
Well, Honma's making his entrance now.
Because you've got to assume that, the both of these teams have members of G1 in them.
Right.
I need to bookmark G1 Climax schedule.
I should do the same at some point, but yeah, I'd be very curious to know who's gonna face off with who. Because really, either, like, when you look at all the combinations, they all sound interesting to me. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be very curious tomorrow how these matches square up.
It's kind of weird to me that Honma kind of has this air of confidence about him now that he picked up a win this early in G1.
And it's not just the idea that it was a win so early, though. You're absolutely right. It's who he beat. You know, Shibata's no joke. And Hanma, I would think to a degree, has to think to himself, well, if I beat that guy, a guy that at any time, if he just worked out his kinks, could be an IWGP heavyweight champion, then maybe I can win this tournament. Or at least, at the very least, maybe I can win my block.
Yep.
And we'll have to see.
And I've just got to say, now that Nakamura is out of New Japan, I think that the role or the award for my personal favorite theme song in New Japan goes to Shibata.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely got his aesthetic down.
And Shibata, now that I actually kind of know, I just looked it up, Shibata's opponent tomorrow will be Nakajima.
Oh my God. So we're doing it. We're going to really see who hits harder and who can win a war of attrition between two pure strikers. That is fascinating to me, which means, and it's also equally fascinating, two guys that know what it means to be resilient. And Honma and YOSHI-HASHI, after that performance against Kenny Omega, will be facing each other. That's crazy, dude. Two really curious matchups coming our way tomorrow.
Notice Shibata's shoulder is taped up. We know who did that to him. His tag tonight.
Honma with those Kokeshi headbutts.
I think it was more from the frickin' pile drivers, brother.
Yeah, that too. I mean, Honma put Shibata through the ringer. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I am really glad that those are the pairs of matchups that we're getting, because I really have to question
We're going to see
the
alternative matches. We are going to see Honma, Nakanishi, and Shibata, YOSHI-HASHI, but it's interesting that we're getting the more interesting combinations earlier.
And now look at this already.
Yeah.
The break, and see, this is what I feared, partner. And YOSHI-HASHI just kind of looking like, so, is this a handicap match now?
Are Mom and Dad breaking up?
Oh,
that's what
man.
YOSHI-HASHI's face just looked like to me. Are Mom and Dad breaking up?
And now Honma immediately going to the side headlock.
Please don't get a divorce, Mom and Dad.
Oh, nice knife edge chop there by YOSHI-HASHI, but Honma responds. Oh, man, this is gonna, right here, this is a preview of tomorrow. Back and forth they go, but I think Honma's chops have a little bit more oomph behind them from where I sit.
Yeah, it definitely looks like his are making YOSHI-HASHI's stagger more than YOSHI-HASHI's are to Honma.
Exactly. Back and forth. Oh, now look at YOSHI-HASHI, though, switches it up with the forearms, but I know Honma ate it. And there he goes right back to the chops. And then, double chop there, using both hands. I'll tell you, this match is going to be a real barn burner in my eyes.
Oops,
and again,
slam, going for the Kokeshi.
Could he get the Kokeshi right here?
Oh.
And he does not.
I wonder if there's ever been a match that he's hit the first one.
I think we actually have seen a match where he's hit the first one, but it is a rarity, to be sure.
It was a tag match, though, and other people were holding the person down, if I remember correctly.
Right. And YOSHI-HASHI's smart, just whips Honma's back into the guard.
See, this is what I was talking about earlier, though. The divide and conquer strategy. You don't have to get along with your opponent. All you need to do is be able to beat someone one-on-one and hope that your opponent can do the same thing.
But it's not that I disagree with you, but I would add on to that. It does help if the team that you're trying to pick apart doesn't get along anyway. Look, you know that Shibata isn't going to come to the aid of Honma, and I would think almost vice versa, despite the fact that Honma seems like a good guy. It's so much easier to pick guys apart when you know that help isn't coming. And that's an advantage I think YOSHI-HASHI and Nakajima might have, because that little spat.
You know what, dude? I do agree with you, but you also need to kind of take into account that could actually help out Shibata and Honma, because that gets them away from each other.
That is true.
I think Honma could take YOSHI-HASHI on one-on-one, and we're going to find out tomorrow for sure. But theoretically, I think that Honma matches up very well with either one of these guys, and I can say the same thing about Shibata.
If I'm really being honest, I feel like my intrigue lies more so with the Honma YOSHI-HASHI match, because I just feel like both guys have so much to prove. You know, can Honma continue his winning ways? Can YOSHI-HASHI really show that it was his ability and not Kenny Omega beating Kenny Omega by defeating Honma? You know, a lot of stakes there, personally.
I think Nakajima wanted a Saito suplex there, but Honma has other thoughts.
Honma had it well spotted.
Oh my God.
That kick! That straight kick by Nakajima.
That was brutal. That was honestly very Shibata-esque.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta wonder what's going through Shibata's mind.
It's weird. I feel like Nakajima is almost more Shibata this year than even Shibata.
Which is a terrifying thought, because if you are Shibata, you might be wrestling the closest thing to a mirror that you'll ever encounter.
Except maybe even more dedicated to the art of the kick.
And that, again, terrifying thought. Snapmare takeover by Nakajima to Honma.
Another kick. Oh my God.
He better be dedicated to the kick. He calls himself the genius of the kick, and now
it's
Nakajima.
Funny because appearance-wise, he looks like YOSHI-HASHI and Okada did the fusion dance, but wrestling-wise, he reminds me more of a fusion dance done between Shibata and Kenta, Hideo Itami.
Yes. And now look at that, YOSHI-HASHI taking the tag. Nice teamwork, though, by Nakajima and YOSHI-HASHI. You notice they took Honma to their territory, their side of the ring, and now Honma is away from Shibata, which he might actually prefer, and they're just picking Honma apart.
I think we could have predicted that YOSHI-HASHI and Nakajima would have much better cooperation and more teamwork.
Absolutely.
Teams, yeah, so. And now Honma with the deadlift.
Oh, my God, and he got it. Just amazing Honma strength.
Ox.
And now will he tag in Shibata?
He's looking at him. And now Shibata's going to tag himself in.
That might have been a blessing in disguise, but Nakajima, though, right away.
I was just going to say that might have been a mistake on Nakajima's part. You allowed the fresh man to tag in.
Exactly. And now Nakajima going to charge, and he missed. And now oh my God, that kick by Shibata.
Nakajima is fired up, though.
Oh, well, he's about to put that
and he just got fired up by a drop kick to the face. And so did YOSHI-HASHI. Shibata on a roll.
I think Shibata heard your comments about Nakajima being more Shibata than Shibata.
Yeah.
And he wanted to kind of up the ante a little bit. Into the cover here on YOSHI-HASHI, the lateral press. And YOSHI-HASHI kicks out. And now right into we almost had a chin lock, but now we're going into maybe an abdominal stretch. And yes, we've got an abdominal stretch here.
Let's not forget, sometimes Shibata will turn this into an octopus, but I don't think Nakajima's going to give him an opportunity to do so, and he didn't.
And Ashton, I got to ask...
Oh, Shibata! He's just annoyed.
Shibata eating it, and he's like, you broke up my abdominal stretch with that? And now the referee bagging up Nakajima. Partner, I do have to ask you a question, though, slightly out of the context. Oh, we didn't tag in Honma. Another boot there.
Yeah, Honma got tagged in, so Honma's legal now, and Shibata's isolating Nakajima. This is the exact strategy that I suggested. Divide and conquer. This allows you to basically turn this tag team match into 2 singles matches, which I'm pretty sure Shibata's confident that his team has the advantage in.
Oh, the first Kokeshi there to YOSHI-HASHI's shoulder. That's going to be painful. But yeah, what I wanted to ask you, speaking of...
Oh, God!
Oh, and right into the guardrail goes Nakajima.
Hard into the guardrail. That was brutal.
But do you think Nakajima's going to have an easier time tomorrow knowing that the shoulder of Shibata is taped up? I mean, we always talk about it with Nagata and injuries. You have to think Shibata's a similar case, right?
It's definitely possible.
And now YOSHI-HASHI, you're trying to endure.
Cut. And now Shibata... Oh, torpedo!
Assisted torpedo Kokeshi there. And now he's got the leg hook.
He's in the ring. Oh, that's going to piss Honma off.
Yeah, probably. And now Nakajima had the ability to break up the pin. And look at this, the forearms to Shibata. Oh. Nice kick there.
You actually buckled Shibata.
Missed the penalty kick.
No. Sleeper.
Oh, now Shibata wants to get one off, and he precedes it with the sleeper. Is Nakajima going to go down? And even if he doesn't, this keeps him prone while Honma keeps working YOSHI-HASHI.
Oh, Honma wanted the Fire Thunder Driver.
1, 2, 3 count.
With the upset.
Wow, YOSHI-HASHI just pinned Honma.
We might want to get used to saying that, man. YOSHI-HASHI with the upset seems to be a trend.
Wow, YOSHI-HASHI. When you talk about a man hitting his stride just in time, he is 2-0 in G1 Climax when we group together both tournament matches and tag team matches.
Wasn't he in a tag team match on the first day?
Oh, was he? And did he lose? I'm trying to
He
think.
teamed up with Gedo to take on Kenny Omega and Yujiro Takahashi.
And you know what? I think Kenny Omega and Yujiro Takahashi won that match, didn't they? So I'm mistaken.
Yeah. It might have pinned Gedo, but still, yeah.
Right. So I'm mistaken. They're actually 2-1. But regardless, though, YOSHI-HASHI, with his personal efforts, has established quite a role for himself right now. I mean, first pins Kenny Omega and then just pinned his opponent. And you don't see that often in tag team matches.
No,
Ash.
you really don't.
You really don't see a guy pinning his G1 Climax opponent, and YOSHI-HASHI just did it with an ingenious counter to that Fire Thunder driver. The victory roll did the damage.
And
wow.
Hey, man, we were just talking about Kenny Omega and Yujiro Takahashi teaming up. They're doing it again next to take on Gedo, who they faced on day one, but his new partner, Toru Yano.
Ah, okay.
And you know exactly what that means for tomorrow.
Yeah, that means Kenny Omega versus Toru Yano. That is going to be insane.
That is going to be a very entertaining match.
Because Kenny Omega is just wide-eyed and crazed in my mind, and yet Toru Yano is a professional troll. So when you get the two elements together, this might be one of the greatest matches ever, and I'm not even kidding. Oh, man.
I mean, and I know that we want to focus on this match first while it's about to happen, but the tag team main event is another Los Ingobernables de Japón match. They are taking on Elgin, Nagata, and Taguchi.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's Naito, Evil, and Bushi representing.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
Same trio that represented Los Ingobernables de Japón on day one.
Right.
So that's interesting to me. But right now, Kenny Omega, I just saw a really cool sign in the crowd that was Kenny, and then the symbol, the Greek symbol for Omega, and then it said the cleaner under that. That was cool.
Yeah, I really like that sign. But partner, listen, while entrances are being made, I'm going to use this opportunity to field you a question. We know that Kenny Omega is going to be facing Toru Yano tomorrow, and we both agree it's going to be a really exceptional match for probably different reasons than most people would think.
I was just going to say, I don't know if I'd say exceptional. I'd just say entertaining.
Yeah, but regardless, the important question I have to you is, do you think Kenny Omega went back? Do you think he watched the match with YOSHI-HASHI? Do you think he learned anything from it that he's probably going to apply to the match with Toru Yano, or do you think Kenny Omega is still just going to be Kenny Omega?
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that Kenny Omega has such an ego that after that match, he probably still went out for drinks because he felt like he didn't lose. He felt like he beat himself, so he still won.
Right.
He doesn't watch any kind of tape. He didn't learn from it. He is probably, and here's a bold prediction, I think Toru Yano might beat Kenny Omega tomorrow.
Oh, and see, brother, I had a similar inkling. But if Kenny Omega has any aspirations to win his block, 0-2 isn't a good look. I really think he has to win. He has to get on a winning way. I mean, who would have thought that Honma was in a better position to win the block right now than Kenny Omega is, simply because Honma's 1-0 and Kenny Omega is 0-1.
I mean, if I remember correctly, Nakamura started last year's tournament 1-2 or 1-3 or something like that before going on to win his block.
That is true. Look, you do have some breathing room, but I don't think it's breathing room you want to use up. I mean, right. Obviously you want to win as much as possible.
Right, you never want to put yourself up against a wall, but I think that Kenny Omega might be at his best when he's up against a wall.
Right, and we'll see. We'll see. I mean, look, the guy made weight. He moved up divisions, and I don't think he moved up in divisions to be second place or to not even place, period.
Yeah.
He moved up in weight to win the whole damn thing. And I think, he's going to still have the hunger to do that. And here comes Toru Yano.
Still with that GHC Tag Team Championship that he holds with Nakajima.
Exactly. And now, Toru Yano, he didn't start out too well. Toru Yano losing to Nakajima. And
actually, well, he doesn't. Are they? I'm trying to remember. I don't think Nakajima is the one that he holds it with, is he? No, it's Marufuji. So. It's Marufuji that he holds.
Marufuji. Oh, okay.
I knew it was a Noah guy. I just made a mistake on which one it was that was in this tournament. And now Toru Yano still screwing with his opponents with that water bottle.
And I'll tell you something. I mean, Toru Yano, we already saw that his antics at least didn't pay off in the match against Nakajima, but I think where the match with Kenny Omega is peculiar is I don't think Kenny Omega is going to really feed into it that much. If anything, and here's my bold prediction. Well, I think he did a little bit there, but here's my bold prediction. Even if he does, I think he'll even just, outperform Toru Yano in that way in terms of mind games and psychological warfare. Kenny, he's a very different kind of cat, my man. I don't think he's necessarily going to play Toru Yano's game entirely, at least not without playing one of his own as well. And now...
Well, it looks like this match is going to begin with Toru Yano and Kenny Omega.
So we're going to see how exactly Kenny Omega chooses to handle Toru Yano. And now look at that. Already, like, his brashness, and he's, imitating Hulk Hogan there, and now Toru Yano kind of looking with a smile on his face like, oh, yeah, we're doing it. I'll tell you, man, Toru Yano... one strange dude. And now, could we be looking here? No. Thought we were going to do a test of strength. Toru Yano alternates arms. He does it again. Kenny Omega is indeed playing Toru Yano's game. And we'll see it. Oh, look at that. Just straight kick there to Toru Yano. And then Columbia blow to the back of the head. And now Kenny Omega's going to try and follow up on this. Irish whip against the ropes. And, whoa. Oh, Kenny Omega really wants Toru Yano, but the referee's stopping him.
I love how much the referee gives Toru Yano in matches.
Right.
Oh, he has a broom.
Oh, he's going to use the broom on him. Takahashi handed it to Kenny Omega, but no. And now Toru Yano, though, able to just kick Kenny Omega in the gut. I thought that was a little low, but he did get him in the gut.
I was going to say, I thought for sure he would have low-blowed him there while the referee wasn't looking.
And now Gedo gets the tag. Now he's
not that it really matters because the referee would let him get away with that stuff anyway. Oh, exactly. Kenny Omega has a handful of Gedo beard.
That's the one disadvantage to looking so good. And now Takahashi comes in. Nice sledge. And now, let's see what Takahashi can do here. Just straight forearm there to start.
Oh, wow.
And now Gedo here on both knees. And now just a straight kick to the back. And now Takahashi are going to pick up Gedo. Nice chop there. Bullet Club looking pretty good at the start of this match.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty handily in the lead right now.
Yeah, but Gedo is not to be overlooked. Nice kick there to Takahashi. Ducks the right hand, ducks the other hand. Oh, got the leg. And just shoves him down.
I thought he was going to do an eye rake.
Oh, ducks Kenny Omega's lariat. And dropped right into Takahashi. And Kenny Omega feels really bad about it. And then right into
there was the eye rake. Eye poke, really.
Yeah, eye poke right to Kenny Omega. Takahashi is damaged goods. I'm sure his women aren't going to appreciate that when he gets to the back.
Yeah, whatever happened to them? He stopped coming out with them.
I don't know, man. Maybe they saw, his performance in G1 and they're like, we only want to associate with defenders. Oh, my God.
Oh, and he's still pulling on it. Oh, that would be the worst.
Oh, I think this is his way to tell Takahashi.
Yujiro going to do the same thing.
Oh, right in the yam bags. Toru Yano's just done it.
For some reason, Toru Yano kind of reminds me just enough of Varys that I'm convinced that wouldn't hurt.
Oh, man.
Is that weird? I feel like that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. And now Toru Yano against the guard on there, thanks to Takahashi. And Gedo, I think, was even in worse shape. I mean, Kenny Omega really prolonged that agony.
Oh, my God. Kenny Omega's cleaning Gedo.
Yeah, more like cleaning the area that he just affected. Like, Kenny Omega's really rubbing it in. Like, haha, Gedo, you're never having children now. Oh, man.
I mean, Gedo is in his 40s, so maybe it's a little late for that anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he is, at least. I think he's like mid-40s, like 46-ish.
Now Takahashi gonna pick up the scraps here. Man, Gedo is in a really bad way. It's one thing to have, like I said, your yam bags be introduced to the steel post, but I mean, that was prolonged. And now nice leg drop there by Takahashi.
And yeah, I actually looked it up, and Gedo's 47.
Oh, wow. Well, look at Takahashi.
Doesn't look it, though. It's, good on him.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Takes good care of himself. Takahashi there, introducing Gedo's face right into the, I think, boot of Kenny Omega. I was going to say the broom, but no, it was total boot there from Kenny Omega.
Das Boot! And now I think Kenny Omega's finally going to take his Bullet Club shirt off.
Yeah, he's going to disrobe, take off the shirt. And oh my god, everybody's doing like those pelvic motions tonight. First Kushida and now Kenny Omega. It's definitely in style.
Yeah, it's weird. I wonder if that was a shout out to Rick Rude, Val Venus, or Big E.
Exactly. I know, look at Kenny Omega flexing there, all while he's choking Gedo with his shirt, which is a tactic I thought Toru Yano would appreciate, given how much he used his shirt against Nakajima yesterday. So,
That's right, he tied him up on the freaking ring post.
and now Gedo is still isolated. This is excellent tag team work from the club, as to be expected.
Is it bad that I'm waiting for them to make a mistake so that Toru Yano can get back in the ring, though?
Well, I mean, look, everybody seems prone to make mistakes right when they have a tag team match well in hand, and we'll see if Kenny Omega and Takahashi fall into that trap. But if Toru Yano gets the hot tag, that's going to be pure bedlam in this match. And now...
He's going to immediately go for the turnbuckle pad.
You're probably right. And now, Gedo there. Oh, he stops the attempt. And he blocks it again here. And just a shot to the gut there of Kenny Omega. No, Kenny Omega blocking. And now he does an elbow to the midsection of Gedo there. Oh, now he's really winding it up. Here we go. No, Gedo reverses the momentum. I knew that was going to
happen. Oh, he reversed
right in there to Kenny Omega.
Move your foot, Yujiro. Oh, they headbutted.
Yeah, Yujiro and Kenny Omega having another intimate encounter for the second time in this match.
Here we go. Toru Yano.
And tag to Toru Yano.
And immediately goes for the turnbuckle. Yes.
Well, you called it, brother.
Yes, I did. And he's going to pull it
off. And now moves out of the way. Oh, Kenny Omega. Writhing in pain there.
Yeah, and he ducks.
And he's reminding everybody how intelligent he is.
And he looks, and he catches Kenny. Oh, but
Kenny's still kicking the gut anyway.
Oh, Toru Yano grabs him by the hair.
The eye rake.
Oh, but Kenny grabs him by the hair. Is Kenny going to rake his eyes? No. Double kick to the gut.
Oh, now double hair pull there.
The double hair pull neck breakers.
Wow.
Oh, my God. That was great.
Telling you, man. I can't wait for that match tomorrow. And now Takahashi.
I know. It's going to be really fun. I hope it's not like a 30-second, oops, I caught you with a roll-up match.
Oh, and a double hair pull by Toru Yano.
the double hair pull neck breakers.
And now Gedo with the snap jabs here.
Stiff freaking jab. Holy crap.
Nice forming those jabs. And on the wind up, but Takahashi kicked to the midsection. Now he's mocking Gedo. And there it is. Gedo is feeling it here.
That uppercut was effective, however, not European.
Oh, what a super kick there, right to the head of Takahashi, too. And he kicks out.
No. I'm waiting. Where's Kenny Omega? Where is he to make the save, just in case that kick out might not have happened?
Yeah, he may be occupied with his G1 Climax opponent tomorrow in Toru Yano.
Maybe.
Oh, reverse the Irish whip. Does Gedo to Takahashi. Charges in the corner. Ref stops him. What?
No. He didn't actually stop him. Yujiro just threw him into him.
Oh, okay. And now, look at that. Gedo turning the favor.
And the eye poke.
Kenny Omega there.
If this was Los Ingobernables de Japón, there would have been an amazing sequence right there.
Oh, and there wasn't, and that's what happens. Toru Yano able to do the same thing to Takahashi. And now shoving Toru Yano. Look at these two.
The sequence we needed.
No, they both get tripped up, and now it's back to Gedo and Takahashi.
Goes for the clothesline.
Oh, nice. Midsection super kick into the cradle. What a cradle. Two. Two. That was a beautiful cradle, though. And now Gedo, I think he's going to try it again here. Oh, but look at that. Fisherman Buster.
There you go. Fisherman Buster.
Two. No! I was so ready to say three. Gedo shot his shoulder off the canvas.
I literally was in the middle of saying, and that's it, but no.
Dude, I made that mistake so many times yesterday in the YOSHI-HASHI Kenny Omega match. And oh my God, what a clothesline.
Turned him inside out.
Then Takahashi. And now, he could be going for the end here. Steel DDT there by Takahashi. Hooks the leg. 2, 3 count. He actually got it. Holy crap.
Good job, Yujiro.
That lariat that preceded it, I mean, damn, it did the damage. At Takahashi. Look at that. And I'll tell you, Kenny Omega, we'll see if he can take care of business tomorrow against Toru Yano. But for the time being, The Bullet Club reigns supreme.
You know, we've got some really big matches tomorrow, not the least of which is Elgin versus Naito. That match is going to be incredible, but I don't know if there's a match I'm looking more forward to than Yano versus Omega.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Toru Yano going to the back, going to regroup, going to show some DVDs, and Kenny Omega back to winning ways. Thanks.
Sweeping things up, cleaning.
Exactly.
Doing what his title implies.
Precisely. And you can thank Yujiro Takahashi, because I'll tell you, he just turned Gedo inside out, and then that DDT really punctuated it. So
yeah.
Bullet Club gets the win.
The thing is, you want to talk about credibility or not, but at the end of the day, Yujiro and Gedo are in two completely different weight classes, and more often than not, when you put a heavyweight against a junior, the heavyweight's going to come out on top just because being bigger gives you as many advantages as you can think of.
Exactly, and here is the tag team match that you were hyping up earlier.
Yes.
Nagata, Elgin, and Taguchi versus Evil, Bushi, and Naito, who together make Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Yes.
So, I'll tell you.
Easily my favorite faction in New Japan, and tied for my favorite faction in all of wrestling right now with Worldwide Underground and Lucha Underground.
And I certainly don't blame you with that appraisal of Los Ingobernables de Japón, because they are just absolutely incredible. The way they gel, the synergy, and that's a word I've been using a lot, the synergy amongst that team, with its members, is absolutely off the chart. Say what you will about Chaos or Bullet Club, but from where I sit, Los Ingobernables de Japón, they emerge superior. Absolutely. And that's my honest opinion, and I know that might be controversial, but...
No, it really does. It feels like they share brains. It feels like they're linked at the brain where, if one guy, even if it seems as random as, shoving someone out of the way, it's really to set up for someone else to come in and destroy whoever was coming in.
Exactly.
It's awesome. These guys have really, really good tag team synergy, and if there was a trios championship, actually there is technically a trios championship in New Japan, but I think they feel like Los Ingobernables are above it. But regardless, the more often we get to see these three in tag team and trios matches, the better, because they're great.
Look at the attire that Evil is sporting, at least entrance attire. Grim Reaper. Oh my god.
That's his normal entrance attire. That's not even anything special for this. That's just what he rocks.
I feel like I've really just been taking stock of it for the first time, and I'll tell you, it's a good look.
It's funny, definitely too, menacing. Because, he goes all out, even for a show that's basically got one camera set up and no commentary. I appreciate that, although we are offering commentary.
Definitely. And Evil, I'll tell you, you want to talk about impressive. He beat Elgin in his first G1 Climax tournament match. So he will be guaranteed, to your point, because I know you've mentioned it a couple times, an IWGP Intercontinental Championship match when this tournament is passed.
Yep.
And that's amazing to think about.
Oh, I love that there are Los Ingobernables fans.
Yeah, doing the Naito pose.
That's awesome.
I'll tell you, ever since Naito, went to Mexico, and he joined, the original Los Ingobernables, and then he came back and he started one here, Los Ingobernables de Japón. He has just been on another plane of ability entirely.
John, you're familiar with Naito and Los Ingobernables enough. Do you know who the original leader of Los Ingobernables was in CMLL?
Oh, the name's on the tip of my tongue, but I don't want a lot of dead air, so tell me.
La Sombra.
That's right. That's right, La Sombra.
Now known as Andrade Cien Almas.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
He really needs to step his game up. I feel like he's being misused in WWE over there at NXT. He's got so much more to offer, but they're just kind of, making him. He's toiling right now. I'm definitely curious to see what they do with him in the future. But right now, the new sort of de facto leader of Los Ingobernables, knowing that La Sombra is no longer in CMLL, we've got Naito.
Yes, and you said...
Sadly, 0-1 in G1 matches.
And I was just getting ready to say, you said a few moments ago that La Sombra may need to step his game up in NXT. I feel like Naito needs to step his game up in this tournament, being 0-1, even after all the work he did to Yuji Nagata, which I will say, if Naito took away anything besides a loss, it was ruining Nagata's tournament experience, because I don't think those legs are going to be in good enough shape to carry Nagata the whole tournament. I see a very similar situation to what Nagata had with the ribs last year. But Naito now needs to bounce back. He needs to win. And Elgin versus Naito tomorrow is going to be a very intriguing match, because we already know that his Los Ingobernables de Japón stablemate Evil got the job done. Can Naito follow suit?
And they're going to be switching opponents tomorrow, too. Naito tomorrow is going to be dealing with the unbreakable one, Michael Elgin, while Evil has the opportunity to pick the bones that Naito created yesterday of Yuji Nagata.
Exactly. So, Evil, he can regard that as an early Christmas gift. I don't know if a man like that really celebrates Christmas, but regardless, Naito and Elgin, I don't really think Evil did anything specific to Elgin, left him with any kind of lingering injuries or pain or anything like that. So Naito may have to go, into this entirely, counting on his own ability and really nothing else, no other advantage. So we'll see how he does.
I'm going to make some off-the-cuff predictions here. I think Naito's going to pick up his first win of the tournament against Elgin, and I think Nagata is going to go 2-0 against Los Ingobernables by defeating Evil.
So you think he's going to beat Evil even in the shape that his legs are in?
It might be the last win he gets all tournament, but I think he's going undefeated against Los Ingobernables, yeah.
Wow, we shall see.
He might go 2-7, but those 2 wins will be against Naito and Evil.
Right.
That's my official prediction right there.
And now, Yuji Nagata, Blue Justice.
Cool. That was cool. I like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure. And now you see Elgin. He's
the champion.
2 championships. One of them is from a promotion, I believe, called Lucha Libre Extreme, maybe?
Right.
Or Elite. Lucha Libre Elite, I think is what it is. And the other one, of course, the IWGP Intercontinental title that he won from Kenny Omega in a ladder match at Dominion.
Yes, Kenny Omega losing the Intercontinental Championship to Elgin. Elgin, that had to be a dream come true for that man. And I'm quite happy for him. His G1 Climax tournament experience hasn't been the best. Like Naito, is 0-1. And, he did lose to Evil, so now he's got to worry about Evil breathing down his back when the tournament's over for that IWGP Intercontinental title. We'll see if Elgin can bounce back tomorrow at Naito's expense.
Naito's getting awfully touchy with that Lucha Libre Elite belt.
Yeah.
Actually, it looked to me like he might have even been paying more attention to the Intercontinental Championship.
Which is funny, because you figure Naito only a short while ago was world champion. And, but there are times, in this company's history that the IWGP Intercontinental Championship has been the more prestigious of the 2 titles. And I don't necessarily know if we're in that kind of period now. No offense to Elgin. I just think Okada's on top of his game. But regardless, that is still a rich prize to hold. And now, Elgin here, going to start things off. You'd think Naito would start things off, but he's probably going to tag in Evil or Bushi right at the sound of the bell. And we'll see.
Based on the fact that it's Elgin, he's probably going to tag in Evil, since Evil beat Elgin last night.
Right.
And yeah, it was yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. And now, Naito just saying, come on. And Naito hasn't even taken off his shirt. This may be another match where he keeps his shirt on the entire time.
God, I love Naito. He backs up into the corner. He's calming the crowd down. The crowd was chanting for Naito earlier rather than Elgin, which is a bit odd.
Right. Well, and now look at Evil coming in. And then Naito joins in. Wow.
Hey, man, this is perfectly legal. You have 5 seconds to be in the ring before you get kicked out.
You do. You're absolutely right.
Ref hasn't even started a count yet, so maybe he's going to give them a little longer.
Oh, but look at this. Elgin, though, stuffing the double suplex attempt.
And now, Elgin is a freakishly strong human being.
And now Elgin suplexing 2 men for the price of 1.
Wow.
And wow. Oh, caught Bushi.
Bushi
That was
hasn't even
nice.
fully disrobed either, man. It's not just Naito.
Wow, they are taking the opposing team quite lightly. Nice gut wrench suplex, though, but
Oh.
Elgin maintains the hold.
Pulling a Matanza, pulling a Jeff Cobb here with these gut wrench triplets.
Well, he was at the PWG show where Jeff Cobb faced Chris Hero. Maybe he learned something. Maybe he was watching it backstage and took some notes. And there's the third one in the release. And Bushi, man, that definitely left him in a bad way. And now Naito, Evil, though, giving the assist, getting him out of the waist lock. Elgin, though, straight forearm to Evil. Forearm to Naito. Forearm to Evil. Forearm to Naito.
Just Michael Elgin is taking on all members of this team at once.
And so far, he's winning. But, oh, kick to the gut there. And then a low drop kick to the knee.
As Evil takes out Yuji Nagata and Taguchi.
And I'll tell you what, Naito definitely seems to exhibit a great disdain for legs, because first he takes out Nagata's and now he's looking like he's going to take out Elgin's. Elgin, it's even more apropos because we always talk about chopping down the tree, you know? And now Naito's certainly doing the work. I think he's just raking the eyes there of Elgin. Referee has to get Naito off Elgin there, and he does. I'll tell you, man, Naito is just so smart in there. Doesn't expend any energy unnecessarily. Everything he does has a purpose. And oh my god, right to Nagata's leg, if you notice the chair by Evil.
Yep.
Evil knows. And he is going to pick it apart. He's going to make sure it is in no shape for tomorrow. And I'll tell you, Nagata, he toughed it out against Naito, but we asked at what cost. And now Bushi
with the drop
nice drop kick. I'll tell you, this team is absolutely incredible. And now Bushi disrobes. I think he's the first one to disrobe. Naito still got his shirt on. And now just choking Elgin with the shirt.
And hey, speaking of Los Ingobernables de Japón, let's not forget, later tonight, our semi-main event is Sonata versus Okada.
You are right. That is correct. And that is going to be one hell of a match. We'll see if Sonata can go 2-0 in his G1 Climax experience, or if Okada can get a win on the board.
Absolutely. Right now, though, Bushi and Naito have surgically picked Michael Elgin apart.
It's been a masterful game plan, and now look at that. Naito going to trip Elgin up.
And triangle drop kick.
Right on the money there. And I'll tell you, Naito, now look at that. Right next beside to Elgin.
You're sleeping beside a bear, Naito. You don't even care. What am I talking about?
Exactly. He doesn't care one bit because he knows he's in control. Look at him picking apart that leg of Elgin. I'll tell you. And if you know you're on tap for a Los Ingobernables de Japón tag team match and they're your opponents and Naito is representing them, like that's a scary thought in and of itself. Because, he's just going to pick your leg apart. And you know that now because he's done it now to Nagata and now Elgin. And I was going to say nice rope-assisted tornado DDT, but Elgin stuffs the attempt. Look at the power from Elgin, even with the bad leg.
Falcon Arrow?
Falcon Arrow. But he does favor the leg immediately, partner.
Yeah, he's the thing about Elgin is he's got a lot more weight, which immediately puts a lot more strain on those legs. So even though Nagata has a lot of age and experience and stuff, he's in much, I won't say he's in better shape because there's no way he's in better shape than Elgin. Elgin's in fantastic shape, but he weighs a lot less than Elgin at the end of the day. And that puts a lot less strain on his legs. So even though his left leg is injured, he's still able to use it. And you can see him using it right now, throwing these kicks.
That's certainly true. That's an excellent observation, partner. And
nice. But if you take one of Elgin's legs away, that is potentially much more crippling than Nagata.
Right. And now look at Evil and Nagata toe-to-toe, face-to-face here with the forearms. Oh, and Nagata. So far, he's winning out. Nice forearms there, rocking Evil. And Evil, just straight to the leg.
And, yeah, exactly. Naito set the target up. Evil is prepared to knock it down.
Nice discus lariat in the corner there. And now look at this neck breaker. Arm trap. Beautifully done. Hooks the leg there, too. And Nagata kicks out.
You saw Taguchi over there in the corner really thinking about coming in to break it up, but he didn't need to because Nagata's tough enough to kick out of that.
I actually forgot Taguchi was in this match. It was rather pleasant, but Evil continues the work. Could it be? Oh, No.
Oh, I think Nagata wants that Shirome armbar.
If he got the Shirome, that would definitely put Evil in a perilous position. But oh, look at that. The elbow right on the leg. And now charges, but oh, nice T-bone exploder suplex there.
I think there's actually a possibility that Nagata will expend his very last bit of energy that he has to give this tournament tomorrow trying to beat Evil.
Exactly.
I think he might end up being eliminated from the tournament and have to give up the rest of his matches via forfeit due to that leg.
Right.
Just a possibility. I don't think it's super likely to happen, but you never know. The leg is getting worse and worse every time he's in a match with any of these guys, and now Taguchi is just kind of going to town here.
Exactly, and Taguchi, hip attacks for everybody, and there's another one right to the face of Evil. And now Taguchi,
springboard
move. Springboard, and springboard hip attack, of course it is. Right into the leg hook here, too, and Evil kicks out.
I feel like it would hurt a lot more if he was, like, super duper skinny, like, down to the bone.
Right. Oh, and now look at this. Oh, and Naito not dealing with that crap.
But Elgin!
Boot. What a kick. And
what a forearm from Evil!
Oh, but then Nagata in now. But BUSHI, how smart, right to the leg. But another hip attack there by Taguchi. Now it's Evil and Taguchi, still legal. Taguchi follows through. Another hip attack. And again, he's signaling for something. And, Shining Wizard. Hooks the leg here. 1, 2. Oh. Evil kicked out.
Notice Evil actually has his elbow wrapped up as well. Nagata's not the only guy coming into this match with a pre-existing injury.
No, he's not. But could this be a tiger suplex here?
No, got the double counter locked in there, but
yeah.
He checks the lariat there with a nice enziguri.
Yeah, beautifully done. And now Naito, look at this, saves Evil.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. It seemed like all he wanted to do was get Evil out of the way and save him, but he ended up doing the inverted atomic drop, and then Evil followed up with the lariat.
Like I said, the synergy is on point. And now, look at that sweeping STO there.
Who he used to beat Elgin. 2, 3, that's it.
And now look at Naito doing exactly what he did to Nagata to Elgin. He's got the figure 4 on the legs. He's maintaining the hold. Man, Naito is just lather, rinse, repeat. Or I guess to put it another way, eat, sleep, destroy legs, repeat.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, he still hasn't let the hold go.
And the thing is, this is the big difference. Their match is tomorrow. So Elgin doesn't have 4 days to heal from this.
And now look at Evil taking a page out of Naito's book. Oh, man.
Going after Nagata's leg. That is so smart.
I'll tell you, these guys.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's scummy to the very core, but it is brilliant.
I'll tell you, Evil's already 1-0, and while Naito may be 0-1, I feel like Los Ingobernables de Japón have never even lost control of this tournament, and that's terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, and again. Oh, but this time it's the cross-legged leg bar here.
Oh, my God. And now look at BUSHI throwing the people trying to help Elgin out of the ring to continue the damage. Wow.
I've kind of taken to that move. That leg bar that Naito does where he's got his arms and his fingers are grasped and pulling on the inside of the knee of his opponent. And then he also has the leg scissors done around the person's leg, kind of squeezing it, almost like what you would do with a stretch muffler.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting.
I agree. It's a hell of a maneuver. Certainly does the damage. And now Naito and Evil both seem to have set the table for potential G1 Climax tournament victories tomorrow. And I'll tell you.
Leg scissors cross knee lock is what it's called.
Damn. And now look at
Evil
posing.
I'm telling you, I think I just have a gut feeling that Nagata is going to tough it out and find a way to beat Evil and then lose every other match after that.
We'll see. And now look at the unity of Los Ingobernables de Japón. What an image that is.
I also think Naito's about to go on a major run.
And we'll see. I hope you're right, because I'll tell you something. Naito, one way or the other, is going to find his way in the Wrestle Kingdom 11 main event, and you could quote me on that. What a team is Los Ingobernables de Japón.
Yeah. And by the way, John, I'm actually looking at a New Japan, a G1 schedule here. I can send you a link on Skype if you'd like. But
Yes.
we have shows today, tomorrow, and Monday.
Right.
And then nothing on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, nothing on Friday, then Saturday. So we have a very stacked week coming up here.
Yes, certainly. And I'll tell you, given that we have one on Wednesday, I know we'll still have NXT, but at least Lucha Underground Season 2 is finished out. So, that'll be
When do we want to
last.
start Lucha Rewatch, this week or next week?
That's up to you.
All right, we'll figure it out. But regardless, Naito celebrating in the ring. These tag matches have been exceptional, especially this most recent one. I just love Los Ingobernables de Japón so much. They're phenomenal. They're excellent. They're exceptional. Every other, superfluous positive adjective I can use to describe them is probably true to a degree.
Exactly.
So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the end of the first half of the show, we're about to go into our intermission. We're going to close it out here, and we'll be back for our first official G1 Climax match of the day. Hideyoshi Tenzan taking on Tama Tonga. Stay tuned.